Hey, I'm Dixie from Neilson Dynasty. And there's Gandalf. Shadow. Who's out here? Is anybody out here? Oh, there's Tammy. Tammy's out there. Anyhow, this is Neil from Neilson Dynasty. Oh, there's Harley. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy some silver and some platinum. This is interesting. For those of you who follow my reports, the very few that do, this is just more validation of issues that have been not covered, shall we say. I was going to say covered up, but not covered up, because they just weren't covered. And if they're not covered, they're not covered up. But, I came across this post, and it's pretty damn interesting. And I figured I'd bring it to you guys because, well, hell, it's just pretty damn interesting. And it keeps adding another brick in the wall against bricks or something like that. Let's see here. Let's get this right.
And now let's talk about the India-China standoff.
There we go.
I'm not talking about the one at the border. This was a standoff during the G20 summit. It happened at a 5-star hotel, the hotel where the Chinese delegation was staying. They were at the Taj Hotel in New Delhi. It played host to many elite delegates, like Brazil's President Lula da Silva. And Brazil, is the next host of the G20. So important delegations stayed in this hotel. The Chinese delegation was at the same hotel. And they threw a lot of tantrums. So much so that their actions led to a tense face-off. Members of the Chinese delegation arrived on Thursday. And this was an advance team. The Chinese premier reached New Delhi a day later, that is on Friday. Now, Friday, of course, was the day before the summit was about to begin. So before the premier came, some of his team was already here. They were put through a security check, which is routine procedure. Everyone goes through this for their own safety. In this case, the hotel security team noticed some bags. Reports say they looked unusual. Their dimensions seemed off. But they were labeled as diplomatic baggage. Now, Indian security officials were also present. They too saw the bags and they let them go. This was as per protocol. A diplomatic bag, also known as a diplomatic pouch, is like a container. It is used by countries to send documents or messages, sometimes even some articles or things, and this diplomatic bag or pouch is protected under the Vienna Convention, no matter the urgency. No other country can open this bag. No other country is allowed to take a look inside. And Indian officials followed this rule. These unusual-looking Chinese bags were labeled diplomatic, so they were allowed inside. The Chinese officials took the bags to their rooms, and soon after that, the Indian side got a complaint. A hotel staffer saw one of these bags. This person had gone inside the room and came out worried. So a report was filed. This staff member filed a complaint. They said there was, quote-unquote, suspicious equipment inside the bags. And that's when the Indian officials swung into action. The security team approached the Chinese delegation. They knocked on the doors of their hotel room. This time they asked for a closer look. They wanted to put the bags inside a scanner, a bit like the baggage scan that you see at airports. So the Indian officers wanted to scan the Chinese bags, and this is not against the rules. India follows the Vienna Convention, and the rule book is very clear about such situations. Let me show you something. The Protocol Handbook of the Ministry of External Affairs. What does it say about diplomatic bags? Such bags must have clear markings to begin with, and they should only have diplomatic documents or articles intended for official use. These bags cannot be opened under any circumstances. The rule book says that very clearly. They cannot be opened. But what about putting them through a scanner? That is perfectly okay. In fact, let me quote. Diplomatic bags to be transported as cargo or registered baggage shall be X-ray screened as per the security instructions in force. Such suspicious baggage shall not be transported until and unless the doubts are cleared to the satisfaction of the security staff. So that's all that the security officials wanted to do, put the suspicious bag through a screening. China did not allow it. They put their foot down. They refused to allow any checks. And this led to a standoff. The Chinese delegation refused to cooperate, and Indian officials refused to budge. They said they want to check the bags, not open them, just scan them. And this drama went on for 12 hours. Ultimately, the Chinese side came up with a way to evade scrutiny. They dispatched these bags to the Chinese embassy, and here we must praise the Indian team. Despite the pressure from the Chinese side, they held their ground. They pushed China to be transparent. A 3-member team stood outside the delegation's room. They remained outside for 12 hours. They left only when China decided to send the bags to the embassy. So, what was China trying to hide in these bags? Why did they block the security check? Well, that remains a mystery. The suspicion is that the Chinese side had brought a jamming device or equipment used to communicate privately. In fact, the Chinese delegation was quite paranoid about this, about securing their communications. They even demanded a separate and private internet connection. This request was declined. What does this incident tell you? It is a glimpse into the psyche of the world's second largest economy and the people who rule it. That's China for you. Secretive, confrontational, and ready to kick up a fuss.
Pick up a fuss. I take it that means the Chinese are being fussy right now. Dang Chinese. Communist Party. Not the Chinese people. I always say this. I always let you people know. It is not the Chinese people. Just like here in America, we are not the jerks that are falling as we go upstairs or downstairs or saying in the middle of a security briefing, I'm going to take a nap. Or, oh, I sold state secrets at another dinner conference. I mean, we're not those people. We're the ones that were taken advantage of. We're still Americans, but we are being represented by those people. So the Chinese just happen to have it a lot worse because I believe they got like fucking a couple 100 million Chinese Communist Party members in China itself. I know a list of Chinese Communist Party card holders was given to America during the last administration, and it counted of 5 million that are here in the United States. So, on that one. But I appreciate everything India does for keeping harmony with BRICS so that the BRICS can be laid on a solid foundation of trust and cooperation. Oh, by the way, both of those things China did not do when the rules stated they should have, and those rules they signed up for. So just makes you wonder, I keep bringing up stuff about BRICS not being solid. And then everyone's like, oh, all we got to do is think GDP and population. That's all that matters. Yeah, population. Let's go with population. So say one of those BRICS countries doesn't like another BRICS country, and they both have populations. And one of those countries just decides to get rid of the other's population. What's that do for BRICS? Now they've got 6 of those countries out of the 11 that want to go to war with each other. You have China and India, and I know you people don't believe it, but I keep on showing programs about it. And I don't know who all is in the new BRICS, but I know Iran and Saudi Arabia have some serious issues, because if you do any research on Saudi Arabia, you'll find about 7 or 8 years ago, the Saudi prince was held captive or taken hostage by an Iranian organization while he was on safari in the eastern Sahara or eastern part of Saudi, and the Saudi king had to pay $4 billion for his return. But I'm sure, hey, it's all about economics. BRICS is going to get along, so just because you throw out countries' names and you throw out GDP and population, that doesn't make for cooperation. It never freaking has. And I'm sorry for anyone who thinks that, they're going to get together because they hate us so much, they're totally going to forget about how they've been trying to kill each other for the past 50 to 100 years because they hate us that much. But yet, hold on, we don't have nothing going on here in America. They're doing all the killing over there. They could very easily do it here. We have open borders. So why aren't they doing the killing over here? Because they hate us so much. They're gathering together to hate us so much. They're only becoming BRICS because they hate us, is the narrative being sold. They want to get away from the dollar or the American currency. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's just this administration's control. Those are rules, regulations, and, oh my God, treaties. Let's not go there because that totally throws the whole BRIC thing off. But yeah, you have to be very in-depth into research to understand what I mean on that one, because you have so many international groups overlapping. As a matter of fact, I believe 2 of the countries that the BRICS people lit in have overlying interests in other groups that aren't in BRICS. So they now have lots of issues too. So there's lots of issues they just put in. They threw together a pot and they grabbed all the crap that they could and they threw it in there and said, boom, this is BRICS, and everyone's buying it like it's a golden goose. I don't know. Anyhow, you guys have a nice evening. Sorry for the rant. Talk to you later. Bye.